Hey, what's up guys, Totally Dubbed here, and today I'm giving you a review of the DigiZoid ZO2 portable amplifier, and this is the revision 3, because there has been several revisions since the ZO2, and so this is the latest one as of the 22nd of March 2012. So I'll just quickly show you the package contents. You get a short and a long interconnect. They're not gold plated, unfortunately, and I remember having the E5 and I had a short interconnect exactly like this, and after a little bit of wear and tear it started having a loose jack, meaning every now and then the music would cut off. So when I got this, I bought myself a really nice custom made interconnect, which was really cheap. It was only God, I can't remember, five to £10 maximum. It's a really short interconnect and it's actually very good quality, 3.5, and so I use that now with my DigiZoid ZO2. It does make a very slight difference in sound. In fact, the custom interconnect makes it sound a little bit brighter, but you know, that's got to be argued. That's what I found. And obviously I'm not one of those people which have ever bought any interconnects which are worth £200 or something like that, so I've never been a believer in wires, but ever since I bought that custom cable I thought it was quite a nice addition and a change to the sound. Here you go, is the manual, very brief in fact. You'll probably find more information on the internet than over here, but and in fact if you play around with it you'll actually understand your ZO2 even better. There we go. So that's the case. I didn't find the packaging really nice, but that said, I don't really care. I care about the product, and the product I'm going to get to right now. So as you can see, it's a very portable amplifier. The sizes are quite small. I'll link down in the description my review, but as you can see, the sizes are very good. As you can see, 6.5 or 7 centimeters. Its width is about 1 centimeter, and there you go, about 4 centimeters. So it's a very small amplifier. It reminds me of the E5. I mean, the E5 was around half that size. It was about this big, and it's brilliant. As you can see, I've got it attaching to my Samsung Galaxy S right there. So it is quite nice. And it is really portable. Now I'll just quickly compare it in comparison to the E11 and the SoundMagic, well, the FiiO E11 and the SoundMagic A10, which I both happen to have. So I had a three-way comparison. It's not gay if it's in a three-way. Happy days. So I found the ZO2 to be the one which gave me the more life in my music. It gave me a little bit more fullness of the sound. It enriched the sound, so to speak, and it had the biggest bass contour settings I've ever had, which made my, well, what I find my Denon AHD 2000s to be reasonably bassy to be absolutely bass behemoths, with the red contour setting especially. But I mean, I can't even use it at that volume. It's that. I mean, I'm quite a big bass head, and I usually use it, I mean, just about yellowish orange. You can't really see the colors right now, but it's yellowish orange right now, and if I go lower it changes into lighter shade of yellow, and then into green, and then into, well, solid green. And I use my Atrio MG7s with just a couple of notches up, so green to just hitting to yellow. So in comparison to the E11, I mean, the E11 was a very clean sounding amp. By that I mean that when I plugged it into my Samsung Galaxy S, it sounded like it almost cleaned up the sound. But that said, I mean, from the source, i.e. my Samsung Galaxy S and the E11, I didn't really notice that much of an improvement in the sound. I really felt that that was an amplifier. It really did drive well. It went very loud. The E11 did go very loud. I just got an email. It did go very loud, but in comparison to the ZO2, which didn't go as loud. And it brought a little clean sounding, made the sound clean sounding. But that said, it didn't bring that fullness and enriching of the sound. Now, if you guys know me and if you're subscribed, you'll know I've got the Voodoo Sound application by Super Curio, and what this does, it gives me a bass, and there you go, as you can see, this is the it can amplify quite a lot, and it has the bass boost functionality over here. So I didn't want an amp which just gave me a bass boost and an amp, basically. I wanted something different, something more, and the E11 wasn't that something more. The E11 was basically an amp, a simple amp. And it was reasonably big, meaning that I couldn't really carry it on my pocket. It was double the size, almost double the size of this. I mean, it's sticking out quite a bit. It was pretty much as big as an iPhone 4 would be. So it was almost like carrying two phones on me, which I didn't want. Now moving on to the A10. The A10 I found is a very warm amp, a very nice warm amp in comparison to the ZO2. However, the design flaws and actually its initial price, I mean, I didn't pay the RRP for this because I got it from a very kind headfire called Danny Bay, and the price comparison for me didn't justify the price of the A10. It was even more expensive than the E11 when I purchased it, so I didn't find that to be a reasonable price to pay, and due to its design flaws and its comparison to the ZO2, I preferred the ZO2. So the ZO2 was my new amplifier. Now I've got to say that I've never ever been an amplifier person. I bought a FIO E5 literally about 2 years ago, and that was because I wanted extra bass, and I had a little bass switch, and I added extra bass to my Western 2, which I used to have, which I've now long gone. But ever since I got that Voodoo app, I never used an amp, and since I get the ZO2, now I can't live without it. I mean, literally, when it runs out of battery inside me, I go, no, why you die so quick? So I don't know why I put an Italian sort of accent, but anyway, I really love the ZO2 because it brings something different to the game. I mean, bringing the A game or something like that. It brings a different sound. I mean, not a different sound, but more enriching sound and a more fullness to the sound. It makes me, you know, when I feel like when I unplug this or when it runs out of battery and I put it back into I put my earphone straight into my Samsung Galaxy, I feel that something's missing, something just does not sound right, and that's where the smart vector technology comes in of the ZO2. So the ZO2, I'll just quickly go into its features. It's all controlled by one button. Now that is kind of a pro and a con at the same time, because the con is if something happens to that button, then you're utterly screwed. But if nothing happens to it, then it's brilliant because everything's controlled by one little button right there. So first of all, the input is there and the output is there. So that's where the input goes, and then the output being my headphones or earphones or whatever it is goes there. So that's that. There's a charging place right there, and when you charge up you get a little red light, so ignore the light which is there at the moment, but it gets a little red light which illuminates here. And obviously there's a charging cable which is provided. It's not a micro USB, it's a slightly bigger than a micro USB, but it's got the same shape and it fits in like so. Average charging time is, I would say, about an hour or so. It's not very long. If anything, it's probably shorter than what I just said, and it lasts about, I would say, around 10 hours or so, which is pretty good considering how small it is. I'm just trying to get it focusing, which is getting back there. Right, so now going into this ZO2, the features. Now you can't see it right now, but hopefully, I mean, even my hand is portraying the wrong color. It's a pink color right now. It's a bright pink, which makes me feel like, you know, I'm a Barbie girl. Anyway, yeah, it's pink. So pink means it's on high gain. Now high gain means that the volume of this is outputting is quite high. I mean, high. In comparison to E11, it's not as high, but it is high. And that means that if I want to adjust the volume, I adjust it on my source, which is the Galaxy S in my case. As soon as I go one down, the color changes to purple. You didn't see it there. And after that, it goes into blue. The lower I go, goes down and down and down. So after I get down from pink straight into purple, purple starts the beginning of low gain. Now low gain means that the sound of your ZO2 is lower than what your source would be producing. So when I'm on purple color, the color is at, well, there you go, when it's on purple, which you can't really see properly, if I plugged in the earphones straight into the Samsung Galaxy S and plugged them then into the ZO2, if I want to see the difference in volume, the ZO2 would be producing a lower volume on low gain, and low gain being that purple. And now if the lower I go, the lower the volume will get. Now I was told by DigiZoid that the low gain feature was mainly made for people which have iPods or have LODs, which meant that they had a higher volume coming out of the phone or their music player or whatever it is, and meant that they wanted something lower. So the DigiZoid had the low gain option and quite a large variety of low gain. By variety I mean quite you can keep on going until it literally goes to almost like it's got no blue whatsoever. Now you can see it's almost on the lowest, it is on the lowest setting there, so you can see it's not as bright, and as I go up the blue gets stronger, then turns into purple as you saw, and then after purple we go into high gain into the, so that's gone into purple, and if I hold it, continue holding it, it will change into pink, being high gain. So now it's just turned into pink, which you can't see again. So I use it on high gain, and I rather use because I want it to actually amplify something. So the pink, therefore the high gain, actually amplifies, and I control the volume on my Samsung Galaxy S. Now onto the main feature of the ZO2 is actually its bass contour settings. Now the bass contour settings, it's got over 30 bass contour settings, and it goes up from green all the way to red. Now green being literally zero bass, as in no bass has been added or nothing's been changed in the bass department, to red being your ears are going to be blown off with bass, son. So this is, as I go up, you won't be really able to see, but now it's gone into yellow, it's gone into orange, darker orange, gone into orange red, and it's bright, well, bright red, it's red, completely red now. So I've gone onto the max. So I went from the max, and now I'm going back into the low setting, orange, yellow, green, completely green. I usually go 1 or 2 clicks, as you can see I'm doing right now, just before I hit yellow, just there. So that's the bass contour settings. Now apart from that, guys, I don't know what else to say. Cover the bass contour settings, the high gain, low gain, and what it does in comparison to its competition out there. It is $120, which is reasonably expensive, but I do find it's the only amplifier I've actually kept. So if it wasn't for the A10, I mean, if it wasn't for the A10, me listening to the A10, and I would have heard the E11, I wouldn't have liked the E11, and I would have never had an amplifier in my life, or actually used it, put it that way, because my E5 was just stored away in my drawer. This is the first amplifier I've actually used and enjoyed, and will continue to use as long as it lasts, and I really do like it. Finally, another thing I should mention is the actual build quality. It is quite nice. 1 or 2 people complained about it on Headphone, but I really do find it quite nice. It's only like 2 pieces being attached, but it is very nice, and I do really like it. It is very light indeed, and the matte finish means that compared to the original ZO2 or even ZO, which had a glossy finish, this has a matte-ish finish, means that it doesn't leave any fingerprints, which is brilliant, and it's really nice to look at. So apart from that, I really can't think of anything else. Just one other thing I can think of mentioning is the fact that when it goes onto low battery, it will start having a little blinking light, and if you're on high gain, it will reduce you down to low gain even though you're still on high gain setting. So if I'm on the pink setting right there and battery runs low, it will turn me onto the blue purple setting without actually changing the color. So you'll notice it in the sound volume, but just in case, I thought to mention that as well. But overall, brilliant amp. First amp I've actually properly used and use it on a daily basis. So hope this review helps you in buying this product, I really do suggest it. And the guys at DigiZoid are very kind and very nice as well. So do give them a shout if you need any help or any questions. Right, take care guys. I've been Totally Dubbed, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care. Bye bye.